Stuart Hall.
He has been a forecaster of weather for nearly 4 decades, a job that has brought him fans and friends as well.
And as a matter of fact, we average only about 45%.
Stuart came here to Channel 3 in 1954, 2 months after we went on the air.
Casting on Channel 3 from the top of Vermont.
He came here from Illinois, looking for a change of scene.
The flat country was just too flat for me, and I wanted to get back to the mountains.
He got the change of scene and a change in jobs.
Mostly I was doing sports announcing at this UHF station. But Mr. Martin said he could use me for production because I was fairly well experienced. I'd run a variety show out there, produce that, and I said he could use that, but could he do the weather? I said, sure. I said, no problem. So I boned up quickly and, and made sure I was up on my weather, and came, and sure enough, it worked out nicely.
He made his name in the weather, but he held other jobs as well, from quizmaster to production manager, eventually vice president. Those early days of television, though, were full of imagination, full of innovation.
I'd always been a fan of crossword puzzles, and I just got an idea that we could make a quiz program out of using a crossword puzzle. So I made one up that had the sponsor's name right down slanting diagonally across the puzzle, and then you'd make words left and right off that. And for those days, it was very fine prizes, and big refrigerator would be 1 week, and the next week would be washer and dryer combination, and then a good-sized TV set the next week. And we did have one couple, the Gatos of Virgins, that won about 6 weeks in a row, said they furnished almost their whole house with the appliances. In fact, they called me about a couple of years ago and say their appliances just wore out, but they sure enjoyed them for all those years.
The local quiz show succumbed to network competition, and Stuart concentrated on the weather. In 1964, Richard Gallagher joined Stuart Hall and Tony Adams on the news set, and those 3 men worked together for 20 years, one of the longest-running teams in broadcast history. News was a serious business, but even then the anchorman would tease Stuart in a lighter moment.
Now Stuart Hall will do his imitation of the weatherman.
And we went through an awful lot together, that's true, we really did. And I enjoyed working with both of them. They're both such professional people.
During those 2 decades, Stuart's profession changed as well. He went from pasting little plastic lines on a colored map to today's high technology.
Sometime tonight, we think, but increasing crowds right away during the day tomorrow.
In the beginning, all we had was a piece of metal that we painted gray and drew the outline on and paint, and then I'd use these markers and just draw them on there and then erase it off after this. So it was very rudimentary. We changed the color to blue. Fill these in.
But it is old-fashioned reporting that has helped him, too. Stuart developed a network of weather observers and friends that he talks with. One of them, Cap Wiseman of Lincoln.
He's the most widely learned person that I've ever come across. He was a ship's captain. He actually used to bring oil barges up through Whitehall locks and into Lake Champlain, one thing. So he knows this area, and he knows all the ports up and down the East Coast. So whenever I have a question about some place I've never heard of before, I call Cap. Oh, yes, I pulled a ship in there one time, he said, and he'll tell me all about it. And he's been a source of information through the years. It's been just great.
It's not just with Cap and the other observers that Stu's developed that special relationship. It is with thousands of others. His retirement announcement on Tuesday prompted these 2 fans from Newport to plow their way to Burlington on an icy morning.
We've been talking about coming over, and then last night when I saw that you said you were going to retire, I said, well, we better get over there before he decides to go south for the rest of the winter.
Yeah, right. They're the snowplower men. They called me from Newport and said that they watch me like a hawk because they want to know if they have to get their snowplows out about 2 in the morning and get going, so it's very important to them. They came down because they'd watched me so long. They said they just wanted to see me before I left, and they came down. We had a nice chat together. They were very nice fellows.
The feeling is mutual. He's probably the most popular person on television in this region, a popularity cultivated with garden tips and observations of the world around us.
I had a number of calls, too, about a ring around the moon last night. Apparently,
I feel a special relationship to our viewers because they do invite us into their living rooms each night, and so many people have written or called me and say, we feel you're a part of the family. And that's a very proud feeling, to know that people can feel that way about you.
In our homes, at noon and nighttime, no matter what the weather, Stuart Hall has always been a welcome guest. Now he's going to his home, to an active retirement. For those who've worked with him, those who've watched him, will remember him fondly, like a warm day that lingers in late summer. But Stuart Hall certainly does not want to be remembered as a warm front in August.
I know what I'd be. A nice northeast storm with a lot of snow, and dropping snow for the skiers and sliders and stuff like this. A good snowstorm is the thing we like best.
Stuart Hall will be along in a few minutes to deliver that farewell forecast, and we have some outtakes from his career sprinkled through this program, so you'd better stay tuned.